Fortnite has completely taken the world by a big purple storm, and after being ported to almost every available platform, it's now found its way onto the Switch.
Unlike the PC and console versions, which contain the original Save the World mode and are rated M, the Switch version only has Battle Royale and is rated PG, which stands for parental guidance.
So you will still need to check with your grown-ups to see if this sort of game is appropriate for you. But we thought it was time for us to finally get on board the battle bus and give you our full review of the phenomenon that is Fortnite. Next up, Victory Royale!
What's inside?
Whoa, Rad's fun rocket, whoa!
Well, we'd all like purple guns. Thanks for your bricks.
No!
Still don't have a gun!
She's coming to me!
Got it. Fortnite Battle Royale is a third-person online shooter that sees up to 100 players skydive onto a single island, armed only with a pickaxe and their survival instincts. Once on the ground, you'll need to scavenge for weapons and demolish the environment to gather resources for building, all while staying within an ever-shrinking circle of safety that pushes everyone closer together until just one person or team is left standing. It's a simple idea that, as many have discovered, has almost infinite replayability.
And this is thanks to the amount of variables that work in any one round. Item placement and drops are randomized, the storm closes in on a different area each time, and you've got 99 other players all running around trying to make it to number one.
It's a recipe for total chaos and maximum fun.
Before literally diving into a match, you can choose to play either solo, in a duo, a squad of up to 3 other players, or limited time special modes like squads of 20 or 50 that transform the game from small skirmishes into full-blown battlefields.
Whichever mode you do pick will influence the way you play, and obviously everyone will have a preference. I always like jumping in with a small team, as this gives you the ability to revive downed teammates or be revived yourself. This gives you a much better chance of lasting longer in each round.
Yeah, I agree. Having a few more sets of eyes to watch out for trouble always makes me feel so much more confident as I run around and scramble for gear.
Well, guys, I'm all about going solo. It just raises the tension and excitement knowing that when you are down, that is it. It can be frustrating when someone gets the jump on you, but with no one else to blame but yourself, it really helps you get better at the game quickly. Which you'll need to do if you want to compete with some very dedicated Fortnite fanatics.
Yeah, there are some really good players out there, and getting to know the game's many ins and outs is vital if you want to claim a victory royale. Without there being any real guide or tutorial in the game, you're going to have to learn most of these lessons by making mistakes. Come on, little fella, come on.
There we go. It's tough going if this is your first time playing Fortnite, or any Battle Royale game for that matter. Things like knowing where is best to drop on the map, the range and accuracy of different weapons, what items do what, it can all take longer than expected because every round is so fast-paced and everyone is always in it to win it. Fortunately, you'll always be earning XP by simply surviving, so it never feels overly punishing.
Yeah, unless you get taken out first. But it is nice that there's always more going on than just the combat, which is what I think sets Fortnite apart from similar games. There are collectibles to discover, tons of challenges to complete, and the most unique and celebrated feature of the game, the ability to build structures on the fly as you fight your way around the island. Now, crafting in games is nothing new, but when you combine it with the high level of competition in a battle royale, it takes on a whole new meaning.
No!
Learning to juggle combat with construction isn't exactly a skill that comes naturally, to me anyway, but it does open up some rather unique tactics, so it's totally worth getting good. Mining resources with your pickaxe will earn you either wood, brick or metal, which can be used to build platforms, walls and staircases of varying strength. And while you might feel the urge to build a box and simply hide in it, using these tools in the right situation can quickly turn the tide in almost any fight.
Stairs give you instant elevation over your opponents. Platforms can make traversing gaps and rooftops a breeze. And walls make for quick cover, especially if you find yourself stuck out in the open. But it's once you start combining them all together that you'll see just how crucial the building is to make it to that final circle.
I did find that once it got down to those last few players, the building becomes quite chaotic, which can work to your advantage. But more often than not, it leads to a messy finish, which can be super disappointing.
Yeah, it can be really distracting as walls pop up around you and you frantically switch between weapons and blueprints. But I do love how the game shifts focus away from just blasting your way to victory, and the building mechanic does play a big part in that.
There is also a lot to keep in mind when building. For instance, mining for resources makes a heap of noise.
Is that you guys clanging around?
Keep it down! Building large forts can draw other players to you, or show where you've already been. It's a tricky mechanic to master. Still, watching structures materialize around the map as the game progresses is such a thrill, and I was constantly surprised at how different every round felt thanks to this feature.
Replayability is certainly the name of the game in Fortnite. And with that in mind, we should probably talk about the rewards and leveling system here. Being a free game, there is of course going to be ways to spend real money too. Fortunately, it's safe to say that at the time of the review, everything that can be bought or earned in the game is purely cosmetic, meaning it's just for show and won't affect any player stats on the battlefield itself.
Which is great news. However, Fortnite does employ a rather unique, even confusing reward system. Leveling up and completing challenges earns you battle stars, which unlock tiers that reset each season. Each of these tiers contain rewards like sprays, dances, outfits, and even XP boosts. The real money stuff comes in the form of V-Bucks that can be bought and exchanged for items outright in the store, or to buy a gold battle pass, which opens a unique set of tiers with tons more rewards.
It is a bit of a tease to see what you've unlocked but can't access unless you pay. By comparison, the free pass is practically empty, with rewards stopping halfway up the season. And keep in mind, if you do buy a battle pass, it's only for that season. I have to say at first I was super skeptical, but when I compared it to things like randomized loot boxes, timers, and locked off paywalls used in other free-to-play games, this system's not too bad.
There is of course gear that can only be unlocked with a battle pass, but I liked that you could see that gear before you coughed up any real money. And another positive aspect to the timed seasons is the ongoing support and additional content. Already, we've seen a whole section of the map turn to rubble after being struck by a mysterious meteorite. And they're always adding new items, like the shopping trolley, Heidi Bush, and my personal favorite, the Boogie Bomb.
Gotta love the dancing, and I don't think I'm alone there. It's great to see the community and culture that has grown around this game, all embracing the silly fun of the characters, but without sacrificing that strong gameplay loop that keeps players coming back again and again and again.
Well, yeah, Fortnite is a game that some people might have trouble putting down, especially with that just one more round playability. In my experience, my enjoyment tends to seesaw depending on how well I'm doing, and if I had any advice, it would be to quit when you're ahead and also to quit when you're very, very far behind.
Yeah, as tempting as it might be to keep going, nothing good ever comes from trying to turn around a losing streak, especially if it's your own doing.
You mean spending too long gearing up and then getting caught in the storm and not making it to the circle in time?
Exactly like that, yeah.
We should also point out, in terms of that addictive gameplay loop, that for a lot of families, it's more about the amount of screen time you're spending playing the game that can become the problem, more than the actual game itself. So keep a handle on your play sessions and keep everyone happy. But we should probably wrap this up. Final scores, guys?
I'm super stoked to see a free-to-play Battle Royale game that gives spawnlings really developed gameplay mechanics. The crafting adds an extra layer of skill and strategy to the mix, and it's just fun competitive play. I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I can absolutely see why Fortnite has the following that it does. While I did struggle a bit with the crafting side of things, the intense firefights and the nail-biting tension that comes with every encounter had me coming back for more. It's 4.5 from me.
Fortnite is like a science lab distilled what it is we love about competitive gaming, combining fast twitch reflexes with quick thinking resourcefulness and creative crafting, all wrapped up in a fun, replayable and free game. I had a blast as well, and I'm also giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Hi, I'm Rad. If you want to see more Good Game Spawn Point, click here to subscribe, click here for more videos, and here are some pictures of my dog.